Good morning, everyone. So I wanted to hop on here this morning after we finished filming last night and there's just testimony behind the Beauty of Forgiveness theme song. Lynn Marie and I wrote the song together and we had the music produced, and she sang this beautiful song about forgiveness. And so I wanted the theme song for the movie, The Beauty of Forgiveness, which we finished filming and I'm still in the process of editing. I wanted it to have a very cinematic and moving, touching people's souls, beautiful footage to match this beautiful song. And so I sat down with the Lord and I went through the song and I'm like, okay, I'm looking for how I'm going to film this. And the Lord gave me a vision and I saw it. But it had a piano in it. I don't have a piano. I'm on a zero budget for this film. We're filming this out of the bare bones of what we got, just because it's an important message to get it out. And so I didn't have a piano. And I'm like, okay, we'll work on that. There's different ways. We can get a free piano. They're heavy as all get out, and we couldn't afford a shell. I looked into all the different options. Impossible. So when God's calling you to do something that's impossible, do not quit. Do not quit, because this is when he shows up. When you believe him for what the impossible is, he shows up in all of his glory and shows off, because you had faith. You walked in faith, because faith without works is dead. You've got to walk in what you believe. And so I'm like, okay, because, I'd gone back to God at one point and said, can you give me different, I talked to some people, I don't think it's going to work out with the piano. Can you give me another vision? He said, I already gave you the vision. That's the vision. So I'm like, okay, we're going to go with it. And he said, just start filming what you got. And I like, okay. So when I go to film anything, a music video or a movie, I write a script to it, and I know what I'm filming, what angles, what shots. And so I'm like, okay, we're going to show up. We're going to film all the parts without the piano first. That's faith, right? Knowing that you can't complete it without the piano, but you're starting. So we showed up at this park where we were going to film, and it looked dreadful. It just looked awful. The leaves had fallen. It was just dreary. And the sun wasn't right. Anyways, but God's like, go, just keep walking, go back to this part. We've had some success with Lynn Marie and I have filming at different parts in this park before. And so we show up and we film the parts. And let me tell you, God's like, turn your camera a certain way. Now, do you see what happens? Do you see that sun ray at the top of my head? He showed me how to move my camera to capture that. And what he did in this footage is absolutely stunning. When you see this, you're going to be blown away. He made the entire woods glow with light and sun rays that came through. It's so beautiful. I mean, I couldn't have produced that myself. Even if I had a whole crew and all these lights coming down, I couldn't have done it. And so we got those parts done. And this is like a month. I'm going through, I'm like, Lord, I know about this piano. I can't get people to go help me. I can't get this piano. What am I supposed to do? And I was starting to have some doubt. And God's like, you believe me for a barn? And I felt horrible, because he's reminded me of my faith a year ago when we were filming Hold Me Father music video, which that music video has won so many awards. I'm not taking credit, it's all Heavenly Father for that, but it's won awards because of the footage. And we needed a barn. We had no money for a barn. We needed a barn, and God provided a barn for free. And we were on a time crunch then too, because we were supposed to debut that music video, Hold Me Father, at the women's conference that Lynn Marie and I are both speaking at. So we had a deadline, just like we had a deadline here, because the fall foliage we're running out of time. It's dropping, the leaves are dropping. We only got color for a certain amount of time. So anyways, it turns out the piano that I'm supposed to use in this music video was right next door. My neighbors, I got a piano. I would love to give her this piano. You would take it for free. So we only had to take this piano from my one neighbor right next door to me, across the street to my neighbor who said we could film in her backyard against the lake. God could not have put the piano any closer to me and made it any easier, except I didn't have any muscle. So literally hours before the shoot, I'm like, we're showing up. We got it right. Lynn Marie's got a dress on. We're all ready. We didn't know if we were going to be able to move this piano. I'm like, well, we can use my son's keyboard as a backup plan. That was my backup plan. Even though I know I tell her I don't have a backup plan for God. I just felt like we were filming today. We had to film yesterday. That was the thing. I was telling the Lord, today's the day. We have no more time. We were filming one way or the other this song. And it turns out that piano was beautiful. We get that piano, people showed up to help. It was so easy to move it down by the lake. The footage was just stunning. The piano looked just like the vision. I woke up this morning so grateful, so overjoyed. Now, it was not fun going through this whole month of this stress, trying to figure out how I'm going to make this vision a guy. You see, this is the whole thing. I didn't have to make it work. I just had to walk in faith, and God made it work. So I just want to encourage you guys up. If you are believing God for something that seems so incredibly impossible, do not quit. You walk in faith and you trust the Lord because He is faithful. He is so faithful.